Howdy! Welcome to Aspire Mountain Academy. I'm Professor Curtis, your instructor for this course in Introductory Statistics. In less than 10 minutes, this video reviews how to use StatCrunch for hypothesis testing on standard deviations, as well as determining critical values for both one-tailed and two-tailed tests. Let's get started. So for most of what we're going to do here with standard deviation hypothesis testing, you're going to want to go to Stat, Variance Stats, because we're going through the variance to test standard deviation. One sample, because typically you're just going to have one sample. With Summary, because typically you're just going to put in summary stats. If you have actual data, you can go ahead and put data in, but typically you're just going to have summary stats. So here in the options window, you're going to put your summary stats in. Oftentimes you're given just the sample standard deviation. But notice here how they want the sample variance. So you've got to square your standard deviation that they give you for the sample to put here into the answer field in StatCrunch. So make sure you square your sample standard deviation. Here in this case, the sample standard deviation 3.8. So we're going to put 14.44 in that field there because it asks for the variance. And that's 14.44. That's going to be the 3.8 squared. Sample size is what comes next. Make sure you put the sample size in and not degrees of freedom. Remember, you have to square your claimed value also for your hypothesis test. So if you're running a hypothesis test on the standard deviation, you've got to square that claimed value to put here in StatCrunch in order to get the right test statistic value out. So make sure you pay attention to that as well. Once you've got all that in, then you can go ahead and press compute, and out comes your test statistic and p-value. They're going to be in the same spots that they've always been in. Test statistic, the value that's next to last there in the table. The p-value, of course, right next door in that last spot there in the table. Now, one-tailed critical values in StatCrunch. Oftentimes you're going to be asked to find a critical value, and you're not going to be given any actual data or summary stats. So you can't actually use the typical menu options to get your critical value out. So the way we do that is by going to the calculator there in StatCrunch. So for a one-tailed test, here's what you do. You're going to use your chi-square calculator, because we're using the chi-square distribution with the standard deviation test. Enter the degrees of freedom here at the top. Remember, that's one less than the sample size. Then get your significance level alpha. And make sure you match symbols there with your alternative hypothesis and that inequality there down below. And then go ahead and press compute. And out comes the actual critical value there, right there in your calculator. If you've got two critical values, so you're running a two-tailed test, then you can also do this in StatCrunch. Just go to select your between option up at top. You'll need to make some minor adjustments though, and let me explain what those are. So after you select your between option right there at the top of your calculator, you're going to put in your degrees of freedom, one less than the sample size. And then StatCrunch, remember, is calculating the area in between your tails. You want the area of the tails. Well, the critical values are the boundaries regardless. So you're going to have to take the complement of your significance level alpha to put there in the area field for your StatCrunch calculator. So, in this example, we've got an alpha of 5%. So therefore, we're going to put 95% into for the area in between the tails of our distribution. Once we press compute, we get the critical values right there at the bottom. Remember, you've got two critical values. So there's chi-squared L on the left and chi-squared R on the right. Two critical values. They're both positive, and they're very different numbers because the chi-square distribution is not symmetric about the mean. And that brings us to the end of this mini lecture. Hope you found it helpful. You can find more mini lectures for this and other courses at AspireMountainAcademy.com. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.